Yo, what is the deal, everybody? What is the deal? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. Salute to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Oh my God, we have over 100 in the room already, man. We have over 100 already. What the F is going on here? Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you guys hear me? How am I sounding out there? I'm sounding good. I can see myself, man. Wait a minute, man. Hold on. Somebody said I'm muted. Demokes, start you off in the gulags. Give you a little stretch in the gulags before the show happens, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Salute to my brother, Ben Thompson Fishing. Raider Deb is in the place. Oh, Joseph B. Barber. Yo, prom severe. Wait, prom MBS ever see boost? I don't know what the fuck that says. I'm sorry. Gotta cook dinner. We'll be watching though. Appreciate you. Just Raiders baby is in the place, man. Oh my God. 2-9 with the longest diatribes in my comment section. Yo, 2-9. Let me tell you something, bro. Dog, you gotta chill, man. You send me a dissertation every goddamn week as if I'm gonna read all of that shit. The F is wrong with you, bro. I mean, my God, man. Rorschach is in a place, man. Brewing some coffee so he doesn't get the memes. Big Mike is in a place. Oh my God. So guys, you see the thumbnail. The thumbnail was out last night. As soon as Hug sent me that picture, I made a thumbnail, man, for the show. We got to get our brother Hug D's in a place. You know, we want to get his part of the story for the Gino Smith middle fingering. You know, Hug was fingered by Gino Smith. So we definitely have to get Hug D's in the place to be, man. We're going to go over the game. We're going to go over one of the most soul-crushing games in Raider Nation lore. It's crazy, man. I mean, we're gonna talk about the Chip Kelly firing as well, you know, and we're also going to talk about what's going to happen in the future, man. You know, Greg Olson is in the place. Greg Olson will be our offensive coordinator going forward for the rest of the season. Let's see how that works out. I mean, Oli is a guy that, man, has been with the Raiders so many times. It's crazy, man. But yeah, Hug D's the mod father extraordinaire right here on this channel, right here on Graphic Raiders channel. You know, it's unbelievable, man. Oh, yo, and Anthony, too. You too. And I'm going to say this in front of everybody. Anthony, keep your antics about the tomatoes and all of that stuff right here on this channel. You don't go over to somebody else's channel with that crap. You keep it right here. Effing bum. With the first super of the day, Joey Ibarra. Gino couldn't even flip the fans off right. He did it scared as fuck because he knows what time it is, man. He knows what time it is. Gino knows that there's a good possibility that, you know, the league will fine him a good amount of money. A lot of people are trying to get, you know, Gino suspended. I don't think that that's going to happen. But that's not something that the league deals with. The league doesn't deal with disrespect, and the league doesn't deal with the players making the brand of the National Football League looking bad, man. They just don't do it, man. They don't do it. So, look, let me tell you guys something, man. We're going to get into the game. I'm about to send the bat signal up to Hug D's. We were supposed to be linking in. Hug D's went on Graphic Raiders channel as well. So you guys might have heard his part of the story. But, you know, listen, if you guys haven't heard what was going on with Hug, you're going to hear it right here, man. And, yo, shout out to my guy, Max Dog 62, man. Yeah, yo, shout out to my guy. He sent me a message. He sent me a message that he thought he sent the graph, but it's okay. Max Dog, listen, whichever way you like to slice it, I forward it over to my bro Graph, man. Salute to you. Salute to you. So, guys, listen, Hug D's. Listen, my brother, we are rocking and rolling. I'm sending you the message. I'm going to send you the invite. Whenever you feel so compelled to pull up, Hug D's, we want the Raider Nation to hear, all of the filth that Gino Smith levied on you, man, and how it is adversely affected your life to be ticketed, singled out, and effing by effing Gino Smith. Hug, it is in your inbox on Instagram. We will be waiting for you. The Mod Father is here, man. And Sheldon, he goes, Wasted, please humor us by saying, let me be dishonest with you just once. We need a good laugh out here in the nation. So let me be dishonest with you. But guys, first and foremost, let's get into the debacle that happened yesterday and what led up to the Chip Kelly firing. That's got to be Photoshop. That's crazy. But man, that's got to be Photoshop, man. I can't even show y'all what I just saw, man. But Pete Carroll had his presser today. We're gonna get into that. Salute to the 46 of you guys from Twitter, man. Appreciate you guys for pulling up. Also, before we get rocking and rolling with our brother Hug D's, man, I have to make sure that I share this stream out with all of the people in Raider Nation who support us in some of the Raider groups on Twitter and stuff like that, man. I love how you guys support the channel, man. All of you guys. You guys are extremely important to what we do over here at Shieldmore, man. And at Raider Nation Unlimited. You guys are extremely important. I just want to say, for how dog crap of a season this is, man, you guys show up every freaking day, man. There are new people who show up every day, man. And I really, really appreciate it, man. And I know you guys are like, hey, man, Wasted, man. You've been giving your shout outs and salutations to everybody, but I kind of feel like I need to, man, because guys, the product that's been on the field and, in as many weeks, within 3 weeks, we've fired positional coaches and, it has been a really raw deal for Raider fans, man. It's been a real raw deal. And I appreciate you guys, still showing support for my channel and Graf's channel and Big Mike's channel and Hammer's channel and tapping in and doing this fellowship, talking about, what can go right, talking about the Raiders, sitting in on all these mock drafts, breaking things down with us, man. It is greatly, greatly appreciated, man. It really, really is, man. Salute to my guy Jay Raider in the place too, man. Salute to him. Raider Primos is in a place too. These are two young up-and-coming players in the game, yo. Look, go over there and support them young guys, man. Because these are guys that they put on for the nation. They put on a good show. They're consistent. Go and support them guys, man. But guys, look. And like my guy, Rudy DeVet Russo said, no Vaseline this season. Raw deal. I mean, Rudy. I couldn't have said it worse myself. You effing bum. Get your mind out of that effing gutter. This guy's talking about chafing and everything. What that? Shut your lame ass up. What the F is wrong with you, Rudy? Yo, the guy with the illest YouTube name in the world, Dig Bic 707. We got to start a movement with my Raiders logo until shit gets better. Look, man, I don't want to disrespect the organization. Everybody's trying to win. All these guys are trying to win. They're not going about things the right way, but they're trying, right? So I don't like to disrespect the organization, right, with and make a mockery of this organization. But they do a good job of that themselves. They don't need for us to put some logo with a paper bag on it like we're the joke of the league, man. And DeMokes is back with his nonsense with a $2 slapperoo. Appreciate you guys too, man. But the crazy thing is, like my guy Jared Gonzalez says, man, this is crazy. Pete is unwilling to do what needs to be done for the betterment of the team. We need to let the young draft picks play. Now, see, it's not that, I'm surprised by this. I'm not fucking surprised by this, bro. Pete Carroll lost the Super Bowl because of his ego. And this is a guy that, if we're being honest, over the last 10 years, only had 3 wins and 9 playoff games. You know, this guy has been, you know, pretty much really, really mid in the last 10 years. The Legion of Boom was a long time ago. So I'm not really surprised. And part and parcel of the reason why Pete is even here and he's not still in Seattle is because he was willing to die on the hill about his sons. And he had a power struggle with John Snyder, and he eventually lost. He eventually lost. I mean, and he should have. I mean, Pete is a nice man. He's a respectable guy. He at one time he was a damn good football coach. He was a damn good football coach at one time. But right now, he's not very good right now. And if we're being honest, it was a bad decision to bring him here based off of what we know right now today. Because his timeline, and we've been saying this the whole time, his timeline is not lining up with the rebuild that we have ahead here. You know? Bro, when they said he's still teaching Wednesday and Thursday at USC, so his head is not into it to win, just dollars in his pocket. I mean, Ben, a lot of people put the money out there, and I'm not saying that Pete Carroll is, a guy that doesn't like money, but I don't think Pete Carroll was sitting around hurting for money. I think he was hurting for competition. He was hurting for competition, man. And look, man, it has not worked out the way we thought. And now we're in a situation where Pete Carroll has to answer some tough questions, man, about his sons. Because his sons, if you look at the deficiencies on his team, these are units that his sons are directly involved in. And now they're going to bring in Greg Olsen as the team's new offensive coordinator, right? And this will be Olsen's third stint as the Raiders offensive coordinator. You know, Olsen held the job in 2013 and 2014, and then he held it again 2018 and 2021. And now, right? And are they going to allow Greg Olsen to do what he needs to do? Is Brendan Carroll going to be completely in a situation where he's in control of the blocking scheme? It is a situation where our logic is telling us exactly what the effing problem is. You know? And you have Pete Carroll trying to, cop out and, kind of try to blame Chip. But, and look, I am not absolving Chip Kelly of anything. You know, Chip Kelly made a lot of mistakes, a lot of freaking mistakes. But man, oh man, so has his son. And so has he with a lot of the personnel decisions that he is directly involved in. Directly involved in. I want to give you guys a little taste of what he was talking about today at the press conference.
I've been doing it this way for a lot of years, and it's a winning formula for if you play good defense and you kick the ball well. And so we're trying to get that, and we just have not captured it. And so this is what this move is about.
Is there a little bit of a differing opinion on that between you and Chip?
Not so much so, but we gave him I gave Chip a lot of leeway because he's got an extraordinary background in history, and he had such a phenomenal season coming out of Ohio State last year that we wanted to, give him his due and all that. But as we continued to grow and come together, we just couldn't get there. So I wish him the very best, and I like him, and we got along great and all that, but we had to make a tough call.
Did you anticipate any other changes to your coaching?
Hey, Haldees, you pulling up or what? You effing bum.
I think this should be enough by now. I've been doing it this way for a lot of years.
Now, this is the thing, right?
It's a winning formula for if you play good defense and you kick the ball well. And so,
you know what? Guys, listen, without further ado, the great and powerful Hug D's is here looking like a schoolyard bully from an 80s sitcom. Salute, Hug D.
Oh, damn.
What's up, brother?
What's going on? How's it going, Wasted?
I'm all good, brother. Listen, Hug D's, it looks like from my purview, you were in the crowd and you were yelling some pleasantries at Gino Smith, and you were unceremoniously blocked by the Raiders, man. I mean, what happened, man? Oh my God. Hold on. Did you get a demerit? Did you get an effing demerit, Hug?
I had to sign the bottom of this bad boy.
You really signed it? Why didn't you sign like Dick Jackman or something like that?
Because I don't care. I've been with this team for 40 plus years. Wasted. You know how it goes. We're passionate fans. I'm 2 rows off of the field. I'm literally 20 feet from the Raiders tunnel. I watched a half of football that disgusted me. We squandered 2 turnovers in the first half. Gino couldn't seem to get out of his own way. I think he was sacked 4 or 5 times before halftime. And I was a little heated. As he's walking by, I yelled, "Hey, Gino," as loud as I could. And he turned his head. I didn't expect him to. And I gave him both birds, just like he did in Seattle to that fan who asked if he was worse than Jamarcus Russell. And I told him, "Gino, you fucking suck." At which point he turned around and mouthed the words, and I'm going to use some expletives here, but "fuck you, bitch," and then walked back into the tunnel. So that was the course of our interaction. After that, I had a lady come out of that same tunnel with a yellow jacket and a name tag and say, "You're not allowed to do that to players on the field. Someone's coming to talk to you." About 35 to, it's probably a minute to 2 minutes later, a gentleman came down with another name tag and he said, "I get it, but please don't do that again. And please don't make me come back down here," and made me sign this conduct warning. And that was pretty much the course of the half of football. After that, it just got worse, man. So it was a good time though, all in all.
Hug, one, I have to applaud you for pulling Gino Smith's shirt up. This is the problem with the new look Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Absolutely.
The Oakland Raiders, people used to get stabbed in the stands.
Oh,
it smelled like weed and garlic fries and sewage.
Yes.
It was a glorious place out at the Oco Coliseum.
It was.
I don't know what happened to where now they give you a demerit or a hall pass or some shit like this is fucking Bayside High School. It's a fucking joke.
It's
the
world we live in, right?
Now, could you do me a favor and just tell our fan base exactly how much it costs to sit where you sat?
Well, the wife picked those tickets up, and she got them. I forget where. I think she got them off Ticketmaster. They were $800 a piece, according to my wife, who just told me. I wasn't aware of the price. All I know is that I was sitting in some good seats and enjoying a football game. But yeah, we spent $1,600 for me to get a cool code of conduct ticket and watch Gino stink the place up, along with the O-line, along with Ashton Genty, who couldn't seem to chip block. But you're asking him to chip block Myles Garrett. Whoever schemed a 5'8" running back to chip block Myles Garrett needed to be fired anyway. So that's just my opinion. That's where I'm at with it.
But the whole, I want to stay on this Gino Smith situation, right? You know, to me, right? What would you expect if you were leading the league in interceptions? Do you think the fans are going to cheer you? Like where the fuck did he play at before this? This guy played in New York City. He played at Giant Stadium, one of the worst places for as far as a fan base goes. Like, when did our players get this soft? I mean, I had no idea this guy's that soft. And you paid $800 to watch 2-2-8 teams play. You play $1,600, beers, all kinds of shit, plane tickets, and they have the audacity, the temerity, the unmitigated gall to give you a goddamn ticket for expressing yourself. Can you believe that, brother?
No, it was wild. You know, I had a great time here. The wife is actually giving me the thing. So in case, oh, where'd it go? Hold on. Yeah, there it is. So there's your cost for 2 tickets that we
Jesus.
paid. But it's a new world we live in, man. I mean, a lot of these players, they get in their bag or their feels. They're doing terrible. They're being hit from all angles, and then you get one fan who actually catches your attention, and apparently you just lose your shit. So, I mean, it's kind of where we're at nowadays. When you and I grew up and we were watching football games in the Coliseum or just watching them on TV, there was stuff going down. I mean, I can remember Giants games where they're throwing full bottles of beer at players going into the hall at halftime. And now you can't just express yourself with your constitutional right without getting one of these. So it's a trip.
Man, where have we fallen to as a fan base and as a team to where you can't express yourself? And now even I notice it even in press row when they're asking the team questions, it's some real softball shit going on.
Absolutely.
It's not like in New York where you get guys like Phil Mushnick that's just a complete, he just goes after the players, he goes after the organization. I just, do you think that the organization from the top to the bottom is just that soft?
I would like to think not. I mean, we've been raised on hard-nosed football as Raider fans. I mean, that's just how it is. If you ever went to an Oakland Raiders Coliseum game, you dared not show up to that Coliseum in a different team's outfit. I've been there for 49er Raider games where people's hats have been ripped off their head and thrown into the black hole. It was what it was, right? And that's why we had such a really cool mystique about us. Now that we go to Vegas, when I looked in the stands, Wasted, I swear to God, I didn't see very many orange jerseys. And I was like, oh, cool. This is going to be an all right home game. There's a lot of Raider fans out here. Well, what I didn't realize is, you know what? The Cleveland Browns have brown and white jerseys too, which look like black and white from a far away.
Yeah.
But as soon as Shador got his first touchdown, our entire stadium erupted. And I went, whoa, okay, wait a minute. Why is everyone cheering? Oh, there's like 60 to 70% Browns fans in the stands right now.
Ooh, that's nasty work, bro. And they're just as bad as we are.
Yeah.
They're actually worse. Well, not really. And hold on. Hug, I got to handle some biz right here.
All right.
Louis Manella, 474. Dudes in here crying about a player flipping the finger. So what? Hey, man, nobody is in here crying about a player flipping the finger, you effing bum. What we are in here discussing is Gino Smith talking shit to the mod father of this channel, you effing bum. That is the reason. When you see Gino Smith on every national publication flipping the bird, it was at this man, and we were interviewing him about the ticket that the bum-ass Raiders gave him just for expressing himself. So let me tell you something, Louis effing Manella. If you got a problem with me talking to my brother Hug D's, you can get the F up out of here with your crap, you effing bum. I mean, we don't want to hear any of your crap.
Gorilla looking smelly bitch. Motherfucker, you got me fucked up.
My God, if you got a problem, you get the F out of here, Louis.
So Graf sent me this yesterday. That's me in the red circle. And Gino's looking right at me just before he decides to tell me, fuck you, bitch, and climb back into the tunnel.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Hey, Bodega, listen. If to the gulag he goes, thank you. You get the F up out of here. Like, we never knew you. We never seen you in here before anyway. No Hug. After that putrid display, Chip Kelly was fired. What do you make of that? Because to me, I really don't think that the Chip Kelly firing will be as impactful if they're still allowing for Brennan Carroll to run this offensive line.
I don't believe so either. Honestly, our O-line would not start. Not a single player on our own line would start on another professional football team. I don't see it. And for us to give all the blame to Gino, I think is ill-placed, right? Gino's terrible, but at the same time, it takes 11 players on a team to run an offense and an OC. Now, I think Chip is to blame for a lot of the play calling. I mean, 3rd and 19 draw plays. I understand it, but at the same time, are you trying to win, or are we just trying to get through the minutes of this game and go home? So when I look at it from that perspective, I don't see Chip Kelly's firing having a major impact. We've seen what Ollie's been able to do with our offense now, for the 3rd time. And there's been some bright spots, but I think there's also still going to be the pain of we're just not that good right now. It's going to take a year or two, some drafts, some free agency. Who was it that you guys were talking? I think it was you and Graff were talking to a gentleman. I want to say it was Fitz, right? And he said, we need 18 new players on this team to even be competitive before we start seeing a winning.
Oh, Jason Fitz.
Yeah.
Jason Fitz. Wait, hold on real quick.
Go ahead.
Toasty, relax. We're all good. Whatever you have to say, you can say it in the chat. This is a safe space. Toasty, it's all good, my brother. We don't want to be blocking too many people here, bro. Everybody's pissed off. Everybody wants to express themselves here. So we need to be relaxing here. I mean, what the F is going on here, bro? Everybody's upset. You guys can listen, throw tomatoes, do what you need to do. Oh, Bubba, don't block Toasty. That's my guy. Toasty been around a long time. Joey Chick is in the place. Proud of you, Hug. Oh my God, man.
Thank you, Joey Chick.
Yeah, man. But Hug, look, I'm of the estimation, bro, and I was speaking about this a few weeks ago. I would prefer for Chip to just not Chip, but Pete to step down. I don't want the Raiders to actually fire him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want them to fire. I don't want this, bro. But what I know is, I know that this is not gonna work. This ain't gonna work, bro. His mentality, the fact that he's 74 years old, the fact that he feels like he can take this team, and I don't know what he can do with this roster. Like this is we're 2 to 3 years off.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how I see it. We're 2 to 3 years off, man. And anybody that comes in this building and you look at 1 through 53 as commiserate to everyone else in the league, bro, you can see exactly what we're dealing with here. You've watched a lot of ball. You know what it is, man.
Yeah,
we are dealing with a lot, man.
Well, Pete's been great everywhere he's gone. And he told us in the offseason a bunch of hopium stuff in regards to, I win 10 games almost every year. I expect us to win that much. We have good roster. We're gonna do big things here. And for him to have that thought process with the amount of talent that's on the team, I think is a little misguided. And unfortunately, I think it's his age a little bit. And I think it just has to do with him being he's always been in Gino Smith's corner. He loves Gino like a son, and he's going to protect him like a son, just like he protects Brennan. So I'm afraid we're here until we're not. And like you said, I think it'd be better that we don't fire him. I mean, we fired 13 coaches in the last 20 years or 15 years. That's the definition of insanity if you expect to be a better football team soon. So I don't know what the answer is, man.
I know we're all kind of numb here, Hug D's. Guys in the room. We are here with Hug D's. He is the person who pissed off Gino Smith, and we are so happy for it. Salute to Road Shack. He goes, "Is this Hug D's or Tony Danza from Who's the Boss?" Angela. Yo, Nav man, at Hug D's Nizuts. Get your ass on the show.
I actually just met him through David Zahn. We were all on a call yesterday after the game, and I met him face to face and actually put a face to the name. So it was damn good to meet Nav Man. He's a great guy.
Yeah, Nav Man's a good dude, man. Salute to Nav Man. Joey Cheek says, "I'm proud of you, Hug, with the $10 slap-a-roon." Rudy, the crazy vet Russo, he says, "Give him hell, Hug. So proud of you. Nation for life." Crazy Rudy. Yo.
Thank you, Rudy, and appreciate you for your service, man.
Pete, the projector. Oh, man, not the Al Davis projector.
The overhead.
And then Rudy, you got to chill. Pete got Alzheimer's. He forgot how to coach. God damn it, yo. I mean, what the F's going on? So hey, let me ask you guys a question. So, wait, did my boy Dante go to an inferior channel and get disrespected? What the F is going on here? You said somebody disrespected? Wait. I don't get involved in the mess, but Renz interviewed Dante Thornton. He showed love, then he disrespected Dante on his show.
Whoa.
I didn't. Whoa, because I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't go down the dial. You know what I mean? I kind of stay here. Wait, he disrespected Dante. Dante is a fucking great guy. You know, he came over here, and part and parcel of the reason why players come here is because we show them respect, we show them reverence and love, and we never put them in a bad spot. And I can't tell anyone how to conduct themselves on that channel. But if that happened, that's disgusting. And the only reason why a lot of these guys get interviews with some of these players because they think that they're going to operate the way that Graphic and I do. And nobody operates like us. Mm-hmm. So, you know what, man? That to me, that's goofy and that's foul if that's what happened. I don't know what happened.
I was watching a YouTube show earlier today, a mutual friend of yours and mine. And he said if I had said something to Gino's face in a bar, I'd get knocked out. And I said, well, I already said it to his face once and he flipped me off. So if I met him in a bar, I'd definitely say it to him again.
Well, look, I don't know, man, because Gino Smith got his jaw broken in 4 places by Ake and Pale, man.
I remember.
And the thing from me being in the boxing world for years, once you get that jaw broke, it ain't never the same again.
No, it's soft.
I don't know about all of that, man. And you know what the funny thing? If I was ever in a bar and Gino Smith took a swing at me, I'd fall down like a ton of bricks and I'd be like, nah. I'd be like, I'd be just like Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Give me some of that 40 million, player.
That's right. No. Yeah.
Wasted to start convulsing and shit.
Yeah. I do the first Flavor Flav and the new Flavor Flav. I'll be like this for the please hit me, Mr. Pastor. Please get these bullets out of my hand. I'll be in court with a neck brace on. Bro, I'd roll up in the court in a wheelchair with one leg and a full body cast like this.
Somebody give me Shapiro's son's number. I need to talk to a lawyer.
Oh my God. What? Man, I wouldn't even need Robert Shapiro. I go get Top Dog Law. I do the commercial with Dan Rue, who was Graf's doppelganger. I have Graf and Dan Rue in the Top Dog commercial. I'd be like, I roll up in the middle of the wheelchair.
If you were wronged by Gino Smith, you may be due compensation.
Yo, bro, it'd be a fucking class action suit for the whole nation. I'd be a trailblazer.
We'd all end up with $4.32.
I go over there like this. Man. Yo, Grabs in the place, man. Please, man, listen. I wish one of these players would hit me. I swear, man. Look, the tough guy shit is out the window. I'm old. You can hit me, but I'm falling down like a ton of bricks. Nah. Real Betsy. You know what's funny? Said Grab here to save the show. Hey, guess what, Real Betsy? I'm here to put your ass in the gulags. You get the F up out of here from way across the pond. Nah, but yo, Hug, man, I appreciate you, my brother. I am going to get into some more show. Thank you for pulling up. Thank you for shedding some light on Gino Smith being soft as the doctor's cotton. SOF capital T, soft. Yo, Raider Z fan 007. I'm not answering that. Bro. I do not know what happened, but get the F up out of here. Guys, I want you guys to show Hug some love. He is the original mod father. He is the one who makes sure that everything goes right in the chat, man. And Hug, I want to tell you in front of everybody, man, we appreciate you, bro. We love you, man. And look, bro, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. This is part and parcel of the reason why people aren't going to the games.
Yeah.
If you're gonna treat your fans like this, then when you have 16 away games, this is what you get. This is exactly what you get, bro.
8 minutes into the fourth quarter, we're 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The stands were empty. People were leaving, bro. It was nasty work. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate you, Wasted. Always great takes. We always have an awesome time. By the way, that gentleman that you just got rid of, real bestie, that's Martin from the UK. So you may want to.
I know that. I do. Look, I just put him in a timeout. I didn't block him.
Okay. All right.
I didn't block him. Like, dude, you know I never block anybody, bro. I only block like when I really block somebody, guys. I like that's somebody that's like disrespectful or is not here every day. Like the regulars here, I never block y'all. I just always put y'all on timeout because it's funny. So Martin is in the gulags for about 30 seconds. Martin is in the gulags for 30 seconds. That's all.
All right. On that note, I'm gonna get out of here. Let you finish your show. This one's for Bodega. Right there, buddy. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Peace. All right, my brother. That was Hug D's, everybody. The great and powerful Hug D's, guys. Look, we're gonna break down the show. I got to get into a couple of these supers, though. My guy, Stacey Ruff. The shit I gave Al, he just smiled at me and gave me a thumbs up. Hug D's greater than Gino. You damn right. Yo, the boss, Uzi. Don't fire Pete. Fire his sons. And Gina, he will go. Salute to Hug, yo. I mean, my God, Hug's doing the Lord's work. Isn't Gino action conduct detrimental to the team? No, it isn't. The league will probably just, fine him. I mean, the Raiders are paying him $60 million. He'll be fine. Hug Deezy. I wasn't familiar with your game, bro. We get Shula, Durant, and Lake sliding this way. And Steezy is in the fucking place, man. Appreciate you. So, guys, let's go over the game, yo. Let's really go over the game, bro. Yo, Raider fan, I'm telling you right now, bro, I am going to put you in the gulags, yo. Stop spamming my chat with that fucking nonsense. That F up out of here with your crap. I mean, you guys are dragging this content detrimental to the team shit. And I'm sure somebody put it on Twitter and you guys think that's a thing. That's not gonna happen, bro. It ain't gonna happen, yo. So look, let's be for real here. Let's be for real here. Let's really talk about the game yesterday, man. The game yesterday, was an abject failure, was an embarrassment. Gino Smith got sacked like 11 times yesterday, man. And, by him getting sacked 11 times, man, the Raiders have been in a situation where, you got players arguing on the sideline. You got Max Crosby and Landon Roberts getting into it, a real spirited argument. You have a situation where, the Raiders have had to come out and apologize for Gino's obscene gesture. And let me read this to you, man. Hug D's made the papers. The Las Vegas Review-Journal salute to Hug D's. He is an abject legend. Raider fans start expressing their displeasure with quarterback Gino Smith from the moment he was introduced Sunday's game against the Browns at Allegiant Stadium. Smith's frustrations with the people spilled over, and he gave a fan the finger, and the Raiders have since come out and apologized for Gino Smith's actions. So Hug D's has gotten an apology from Raider Nation, man. It is unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Now, look, I got to ask you guys something, man. When you start talking about, what happened yesterday, from what you guys can see, right, and from what I can see, what do you guys think the biggest problem, besides the offensive line, what do you guys see as the biggest problem in the performance of this offense yesterday? Because I'll tell you right now, right, we had a situation where, Trey Tucker was wide open 2 times in the back of the end zone and Gino Smith overthrew him. We have situations where even though this offensive line is not very good, Gino Smith has been holding on to the ball way too much. The Browns recorded 10 sacks and 44 pressures yesterday, bro. And I understand that, Gino Smith is playing bad and he's holding on to the ball. But, man, this is a breakdown on all sides, man. In the last 4 games, the Raiders have seen their QB pressured 128 times and have allowed 22 sacks. It's crazy, bro. The 2025 Raiders have 170 pressures as a unit, man, on defense. 170. And this team has allowed almost that in only 4 weeks, man. The Bears and the Panthers only have 130, 140 pressures to show you how bad this is, bro. That's a level of play that really, man, is unacceptable. And the thing is this, with that level of play, for Pete Carroll to never even mention the offensive line coach, the scheme, his son, any of that, to me is inexcusable. It's inexcusable, bro. This is the worst O-line in the history of the Raiders. And we know that Colton Miller is down. And we know that Jackson Powers Johnson is down. But the problem is that you were telling us that JPJ was the problem. You played the man out of position. You played Jordan Meredith out of position. You were messing with people's money, bro. And Graf and I spoke about this. You were messing with people's money, bro. Dylan Parham is a free agent. These guys are young free agents trying to make their way in the league, and you are playing with their money. Salute to my guy, Solly Mitchell, gifting 5 Raider Nation Unlimited memberships to the masses. Salute to my guy, man. We got over 750 in the room, yo. Get wasted with your brother. Wasted, man. My God, man. I just don't understand why the old man has not said, listen, hey, Joe Philbin, we need your help. There's a gap here. The fact that they're willing to stay the course and get Gino Smith just totally plastered every week, to me, shows a level of ineptitude that cannot be forgiven. Right. That's why I dislike all the hate Gino is getting on that level. Is he a likable guy? I don't know. But as a QB, it's hard for him to be successful, or even Mahomes would do good. But see, the thing about it is a shared responsibility, Toasty. It is not like, it's not like Gino Smith is always getting harassed and he doesn't have a chance to make plays. When you have a bad offensive line, you can't be the reason why once you get a clean pocket and once you get a guy open in the end zone that you don't score. You can't be the guy thrown in a double and throwing interceptions. You can't be that guy. You can't add to the bleeding when you have a situation where it is so bad that, you know, we heard the numbers as far as pressures go. You can't be the guy, because there are times where Gino has a clean pocket and he still isn't making plays. And that's a huge problem, man. Julio, coaches are supposed to put players in position to succeed, and Pete has done the opposite. And that's a fact, man. That's a fact. My guy, Nightmare Raider, Al Davis believed that the game was one of fear and psychological intimidation. That through power and speed, you must dominate the other team, throw the ball deep, and take what we want from the other QB. But listen, bro, throwing the ball deep is not really possible when you have a line like this. So if Gino understands that, he knows this, and it's the reason why Gino gets a lot of the hate that he gets, Toasty, is because when it's time to check down, he does it. You got to take what the defense gives you sometimes. You got to take what the defense gives you. Now, Leaky T, I wanted to get into this, man. The Amy Trask interview talks about behind the scenes of Jim Grace orchestrated the hiring of Pete. I feel like that's a problem with the front office. Look, look, Amy Trask has a level of she has a level of understanding in that building more than other people. But Amy Trask has been out of the loop for a long time in that Raider building, since 2011, right? And they're saying that, you know, a TV personality, which I can believe, because Mark Davis definitely helped to broker, you know, the situation, you know, with you know, Mike Mayock, right? And we've seen Brady and Jim Gray together, right? The thing is this, man. If this is true on any level, that is alarming. And we are never going to win if an owner is influenced by a guy who is a novice when it comes to football. I mean, he's an Emmy Award-winning sports writer, and I give him all the credit and respect in the world, but that guy should not be brokering any power for a professional team. He's close with Brady, right? They say Gray wiggled into a deal that brought Brady to the Raiders. And whatever he is doing within the organization, he isn't perceived to be a positive influence from Trask's perspective. She says there's a course There's, of course, on the field problems, but there's also a lot of problems off the field and behind the scenes, Trash says. She goes, many people assume when I say behind the scenes, I'm referring to Tom Brady, but I'm not. The individual who orchestrated Tom's purchase and the Raiders of the limited partnership interest of the Raiders is Jim Gray, and has been working to orchestrate the purchase of an interest in the Raiders since Al Davis was alive. And we were in the process of selling a minority interest in the team, Trask continued, right? She goes, well, he finally orchestrated the purchase, and now he is involved in every aspect, or almost every aspect of the organization. This is having an impact on the organization, not off the field, but on the field. Pete Carroll is a very good head coach, but the problems we're seeing on the field are related to the problems that are rampant throughout the organization. They've got to fix the off the field, behind the scenes issues in order to give Pete a chance to be his best. Trask didn't offer any details on the ownership dynamic that apparently is causing problems behind the scenes, but these kind of stories don't tend to stay hidden long. And if Carroll doesn't last long beyond this year, which some believe he will not, it probably won't take long to learn what Trask is talking about. And look, man, I'm going to be real. Whatever's going on amongst the members of the ownership, right? I can't see a situation where Jim Gray brokers that much power in this building. Now, I give a lot of respect and grace and love to Amy. Maybe she can fill me in, but I don't see that being the main issue. And for me, it starts at the way Pete was hired and the way John Spytek was hired. That's the main problem, yo. You got to have a GM who is fully in control of personnel decisions, including the head coach. And the thing that I need to find out, does John Spytek have the power to fire Pete Carroll? Because if he doesn't, that's a problem, right? I think also a big problem what's going on with the Raiders over the last few years is that Mark Davis is always big game hunting when it comes to coaches. To me, it's fine if you go out and go hire a young football coach and allow him to kind of make his bones with the Raiders. But the big game hunting needs to stop. Josh McDaniels and John Gruden and now Pete Carroll, these big name coaches that you got to pay an ungodly amount of money to be mediocre here is bad, because big name coaches come with big name expectations. And the fan base subconsciously kind of sets an unreal bar for the team when you bring in guys like that. Just go out and go get the best man for the job and allow him to grow into the damn job. And I think that's pretty much what's going on. So basically, you're saying it's untrue, or maybe it's all gas. I don't see any reason why she would lie. But as you say, she hasn't been around the pulse of the organization. I'm not saying that it's a lie. What I'm saying is that perception sometimes is not always the 100% truth, right? So your perception of what's going on might not be 100% of what's going on. And she's not in the building, because what I will say is, and I know Amy's got people in the building, that's 100%. But the first order of business when Mark's father passed away was for him to run all of his people like Amy and them out of the building. That's the first thing Mark did. There's so many things that would have not happened had Amy still been in this building. The first thing Mark Davis did when his father passed away was run all of Al's people out of here. The first thing he did. So that's the reason why, if you're not in the building on a daily basis, right, you're getting second and third hand information. So that's why I say, man, maybe it might not be to the level that she thinks. Write this down. Amy Trask won't lie, but she still has people in the building. Mark paid Shanahan, rehired Gruden. He did stuff his dad wouldn't do. And I understand that. But having people in the building and getting their interpretation of what's going on is not being there firsthand and seeing it yourself. Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that? All right. So look, let's get into it, man. You know, what I do know is that people keep talking about, John Gruden coming back, and I don't think that's really a great idea. No, and it's not that Mark saw Amy as competition. How could somebody that works for you be your competition? It's more so that Mark wanted to put his own imprint on the team and foolishly he got rid of people in the building that could have most likely helped it, right? You know, like even with Reggie McKenzie and him bringing Reggie in, Reggie did a great job. The Raiders were in financial ruin from a football perspective and an off the field perspective. And Mark and Reggie McKenzie turned this thing around. Mark Bedane helped turn this thing around from a financial standpoint. But from a football standpoint, it is always good. It is always good to have somebody like Amy Trask in the building. And guys, look, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I am not of the estimation where I want to go and revisit something that didn't work the first time. I'm sorry. Like, I'm cool with John Gruden. I'm all about the future. Go get somebody from McVay's family tree. I'm not in for Gruden 3.0. AC 744. I don't get the whole blame on Carroll and his family. Well, AC, who would you expect to blame this on? Like, listen, it's not like Pete Carroll was hired and he's an interim coach and he's out there, you know, playing with a bunch of players and a quarterback that he didn't bring here. Everything that Pete Carroll has done has not worked. That's why we're blaming it on him. Like Stone Forsythe being here, that's a Pete Carroll move. Gino Smith being here, that's a Pete Carroll move. You know, bringing in Tyler Lockett's old ass, that's a Pete Carroll move. You know, moving JPJ from center where it clearly has not worked and now he's hurt was a Pete Carroll move. Moving Dylan Parham from left guard where he was comfortable and moving him to from right guard to left guard, that's a Pete Carroll move. Him not playing the rookies and getting them acclimated is a Pete Carroll move. Him bringing in Caillou Blue Kelly is a Pete Carroll move. So Pete, this is all Pete Carroll shit right here. Who are we supposed to blame this shit on? Like, who is it? Especially when, you know, you say Spytek. Spytek is not the guy that is not, he's not coaching the team. He's not making, you know, he can make personnel decisions, give you the players on the roster to move, but to move the pieces, that's Pete's job. That's Pete's job. Bringing Chip Kelly in and giving him $6 million. This is a Pete thing. My guy LS, man. Everything comes back to Mark Davis, no matter how you spin it. If poor decisions were legs, he'd be a caterpillar. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. My dad used to say that all the time. But if he muffs the next hire, he needs to sell. Look, the thing about it is this, man. You might want him to sell. You might disagree with what he does. You might even, beyond disagreeing what he does, you know, you might even put your fandom in a sense where you don't want to support the team anymore, LS. But nobody can make that man sell his team unless the other owners do that. Nobody can make that man sell his team. That's his team. This is his inheritance. This is something that he built. He, you know, that we've had owners like the Bidwells with the Cardinals that were terrible for a long, long time, bro. You can't make owners sell, bro. The only thing we're lucky about with Mark is that Mark loves the Raiders. He grew up in it, and he doesn't look at it like a cash machine. He cares, and he's trying to win. And there's some organizations in this league that are not trying to win. So I always give Mark a lot of grace, right? I just think that he needs to get out of his own way, hire a GM that he believes in, and allow the GM to do his job. I mean, that's pretty much where I'm at with it, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. My dear sweet brother Noopsy. Intel is in the place, man. What is the deal, bro? What is the effing deal, man? The GOAT is up in the building, yo. And salute to my brother, man. Yo, 401, Raider Jeff gifting 5 Raider Nation Unlimited memberships to the masses. Salute to my guy, Raider Jeff, man. And yo, y'all going over there. Raider Jeff puts on a great show. You know, they do it on Friday nights. It's an open forum. You could pull up and talk your stuff, man. You know, it's just an open forum. It's a bunch of Raider fans just talking, man. So going over there and support those guys, man. And look, Toasty, you know the funny thing? That's exactly what they should have been using Alex Kappa for. Alex Kappa should be a tight end because this line is so bad. They should have 6 offensive linemen almost every formation. That, like, if you're going to use 12 personnel, yo, have Kappa as the other tight end and have Brock as the other one, especially with Michael Mayers out. Alex Kappa, if you're going to have him on the field, that's how he needs to be. He should be an extra blocker. I mean, it's like, bro, for Gino Smith and for anybody, and for Genty to be under duress and to not have any kind of motion, any way to really move the ball, and to keep just running the football into a brick wall is crazy to me. I will never understand why the hell they haven't changed something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't understand why they're comfortable week after week doing the same thing as if it's going to change. It's not going to change, bro. It's never going to change. I mean, we got missed opportunities this week. 10 sacks allowed. Just terrible. You know, we got a situation where Alex Kappa has played center, and we haven't had Caleb Rogers at guard yet. And this is a guy you drafted in the 3rd round. And all we heard all offseason was the reason why they took the players that they took is because of how many snaps they took in college. This is the reason why. Yo, and make sure y'all thank our brother Jeff, man, for supplying the nation with I mean, oh my God, Intel with the bomb. Intel dropping $100 slappy on your brother Wasted. Appreciate you, Intel. Oh my God, the GOAT is in the place, man. Shaking the damn building. Salute, man. We got almost 1,000 in the room, y'all. Get wasted with your brother. Yo, appreciate you, bro. Wait, hold on. That is a bang right there that we have never seen. Hold the F on, man. I mean, thank you, Intel, for supporting the channel the way you always do. I mean, the bomb just dropped. Hold on. And when Intel comes in the building leans. I mean, my God, man. But this is the thing, bro. Yo, make sure y'all go over there and sub to my guy Rated Jeff, man. Make sure y'all go do that. I mean, listen. I have to ask these questions. Like, how do you have a 3rd round pick that you've brought in because of how many snaps he played at Texas Tech? Like, this guy played a lot at Texas Tech, and he was a good right tackle. And we brought him here because, in my mind, Jackson Powers Johnson, boom, center. Dylan Parham, right guard, boom. DJ Glaze, right tackle, boom. Caleb Rogers, left guard, boom. Colton Miller, left tackle. Young offensive line, ascending together, a bunch of big physical linemen that can get upfield and move. That's how I saw things working out. And somehow, some way, we have the land of misfit toys. I don't even want to go into naming how bad Alex Kappa has been over the last few years. I don't want to even broach the subject of how bad Stone Foreskin has been. I don't want to broach the subject. My guy Calvin is in the place. Calvin, where the F you been? I don't even know if I should read this, Calvin. I don't even know if I could, but salute to our guy Calvin, back up in the place to be. Calvin is in the place, man. Wasted. I ain't been on in a minute, bro. Tired of losing and following this team daily. I'm still a fan, but damn. Did you talk about Chip getting champ and not as, bro, we've been talking about that shit tonight, today, and we're going to continue to talk about it. You know, if you think Pete's going to can his son, it's not going to happen. But this is the problem that I'm having with it. He's not being held accountable, just like Gino. And yo, you have people and you have resources in this building that can correct a lot of this shit. You have resources in this building that can correct this shit. And AC, listen, you say constant firing has been our demise. You're right. You're right. You're right. But to what avail are we keeping a guy that is in a bad marriage? Like, this was a bad decision, bro. And you don't just keep doubling down on a bad decision. And the reason why this is a bad decision is not that Pete Carroll is a bad man. He's not a bad head coach. It is a situation where the guy is not long for the job. This ain't the right job for Pete. This is not a situation where we're going to be competitive, you know, next year based off of how he's coaching this year. You get that jump once you take what we have in the building and allow it to grow and to get better, and you allow it to flourish. You allow the young guys you drafted to get plays, and then now you have a bunch of starters. You know you got a bunch of starters. That's not what we have here. We got a bunch of guys that they drafted last year that are question marks. That's what we have, yo. I disagree. The issue has been poor hirings, and that's a fact. That's a fact. And it's one thing begets the other. You hire the wrong person, you fire the wrong person, you have to bring in another person, and then now here we are. And I don't necessarily think that these hirings are wrong. I think that you are having guys that are playing dual roles and doing them bad. I think multitasking is a myth. I think that GM should GM and coaches should coach. And you can't have a coach playing GM when he hasn't been a good coach here yet. You can't give people jobs and power in organizations off of stuff that they didn't do here. Listen, if say for instance we would have hired Josh McDaniels and he would have come here and taken us to the playoffs in a few years, right? And we were, you know, stone's throw away from a Super Bowl. I understand giving him autonomy over the roster because he earned it. You can't give a guy that has earned nothing here with the Raiders that kind of autonomy. You can't do that. That is the problem, yo. That is a humongous problem, bro. Humongous problem. It's like Leaky said, like, why draft Besh if you don't use him right? Instead, you sign Lockett and take away reps. It's crazy, man. It is. It's almost like a humiliation ritual. Now I see people that are talking, you know what I mean, about, you know, some other people in my chat, right? And look, I don't necessarily like getting into what other people do on their channel. I can only control what I do over here. You know what I'm saying? But look, you got to understand, everybody has a role to play, right? You know, you got some guys that are provocateurs and they make up rumors and make up bullshit and they just do a lot of nonsense, right? And there's a place for them because some people want to hear that. You have some people that are fans of players and particular coaches, and that's their entire narrative. Then you got some people that come out of the woodworks and tell everybody something that we know all the time. Oh, the Raiders are dog shit, and this is why they're dog shit. And I told y'all they were going to be bad. And yeah, you know, listen, whatever. Then you got people who work directly for the team. And you're not going to go on a public platform and disrespect the people you work for either. And they have a certain narrative that they have to play. They have a role that they have to play. And the role that myself and Graf play in the nation is that we are you, we are your voice, and we are people who feel the same way you do, right? But we just have access to certain things that some of you don't. And I am never going to sit up here and tap dance. I'm not going to tap dance, man. Like, yo, it is what it is. This team is bad now. Pete Carroll is not doing a good job. His son isn't doing a good job. His son needs to be demoted. Point blank, period. Can this work? Can Pete figure it out? I think emotion is the enemy of reason. I think Pete's emotion and his loyalty is a tragic flaw. It's almost Shakespearean. It's a tragic flaw for Pete. It is a tragic flaw. I think that somewhere inside of there, he still remembers how to get it done. Somewhere inside of there, he still remembers how to get it done. You know, and now there's frustrations that have spilled over on the sideline. You got Max and the Landon getting at it. You know, now we have Greg Olsen for the third time getting at it here, right? You got Pete Carroll talking about Chip and him not seeing eye to eye with Chip, which is crazy to me. You know, Pete Carroll has a lot of things to answer for. Like Pete Carroll was asked today if he wished that they pressured Shedeur more. He says, I thought we kept their passing game pretty well in hand. I felt like we played them well on third down and pretty much kept them in front of us. Look, man, you know, he had a 52-yard touchdown that was a screen pass, so I get it. You know, Ashton Genty's ankle injury, it was not severe. He was tough. He's probably going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Ashton Genty seems to be okay. You know what I mean? And, you know, Pete Carroll talks about, you know, getting the young guys more of a look. And he says if they earn their way in practice, they're certainly going to get a look. Now, I'm going to be for real with you. This is where Pete Carroll loses me. He loses me because you can't sit up here and tell me that just because you got guys that are veterans that don't make certain mistakes in practice and go out on the field and get completely dominated, like Will Putnam, man, has been getting destroyed. He's been getting destroyed. And for you to continue to bring this guy back out there every single day, it is criminal, bro. You can't do it. Like, so you put the young guys in, right? Because you've already exhibited that the people that you're playing are not playing well. It's not the fact that we don't know what we're talking about and they're not doing it in practice. The guys you're playing aren't doing it in the game. They're not doing it in the game. So you know what? Listen, they're playing like dog shit. Let me put the rookie in. Let me just see what I got here. I mean, you owe it to yourself, right? My guy Hug D's with a $10 slappy. The elephant in the room. We've all watched crap for so many years. We have zero patience for additional crap. Spiraling is a disease we are suffering from. I personally don't know the answer anymore, bro. The biggest problem is that when you bring in a Hall of Fame coach and you go out and you go get a $60 million quarterback, that right there is supposed to at least put you in the middle of the damn pack. It's supposed to put you in the middle, not the bottom. Like, you know, if this is what it was going to be, then you should have just let Aiden play. You should have kept the cap money. This is not what we thought we would be. We thought that we'd get a marketable improvement because we got a better coach and a better quarterback. This is what we're thinking. So I think that's part and parcel of the reason why people are spiraling out of control. My guy Raiders versus everybody with the $10 slappy. Pete needs to go as well. Youth will always be the future. He literally has guys playing out of position. It only takes one rotten apple to ruin a bunch. And the thing is, I'm not sure if I trust what Pete Carroll is looking at. What is he looking at to where he feels that Jackson Powers Johnson is not a center? What is he looking at to where he feels that Alex Kappa is actually a playable player? I don't know if I trust his judgment. And if we want to go back 10 years, Pete Carroll has not really been great for the last 10 years. Like, let's be for real. Raiders versus everybody. Pete is in his own way. He literally is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's literally the definition of insanity. No, man, that is 100% right, yo. My guy, plethora black. The biggest issues with Pete is that his loyalty to his players, it supersedes his responsibility to play the best players and the bench the ones who aren't performing well, i.e. Gino. That's a fact, man. My brother Intel, man. The issue I have is that I am becoming apathetic. Took my wife to the game versus the Cowboys. She's a Cowboy fan. It was 80-20. I didn't even care. I enjoyed my time in Vegas /F1 in the Sphere. That's and it's crazy because what they're doing is they're like robbing Raider Nation of our fire. They're robbing us of our fire, man. It's sad, man. It is a sad state of affairs, man. It's a sad state of affairs, man. Complete downfall, man. Fupa Trooper, my dog. Let Spy Tech make his moves, period. And that's where I'm at. Mr. Burt, he goes, Wasted, you right. Who would you want as our new coach? Plainfield B-ball versus everyone. Salute, man. Salute. Salute, man. Yeah, but guys, look, man, we're going to get into some more of this stuff, and we're going to get out of here pretty soon, man, because I got to go to the gym, man. I've been slacking on my macking. The Raiders are making me get completely out of shape. It's all their fault. But this offensive line is now giving up 20 sacks in the last 3 games. And for Pete to come out here and to say that the rookies are not playing well enough to play, then, I mean, how bad are these guys? I don't care what anybody says. That, to me, is horseshit. It's horseshit. You can't sell me that as bad as this offensive line is playing, that these guys are bad enough to where it doesn't even warrant a look. I think that's irresponsible not to do that. It's irresponsible. It's irresponsible. In the offensive, when they say it really begins up front, it begins up front. You know, Shedeur Sanders yesterday, man, they made Shedeur Sanders look like a startable player, man. The defense was tired, man. The defense is tired. The offense isn't moving the ball. Gino Smith, every time the Raiders get momentum, he sucks the air out of the team with his inconsistency, his bad throws, his errant passes, and his interceptions. Missing people. It's a lot, man. It's been so many opportunities, man. But when you have opportunities that are few and far between, Gino has not been able to capitalize on them. And that is part and parcel of the reason where we are. This team really should be at a 6-win. They should have already won 6 games already. So listen, you know, Michael Mayer was out. His ankle is hurt. Michael Mayer probably won't play next week. The Raiders have lost like 7 in a row. I mean, it's terrible. It's wild, man. It's wild, man. It is wild, man. It's sad too, man. Sad. Salute to my guy Burton, man. Man, yo, it's crazy, man. Bring in Salah for head coach and Mac Jones for QB draft. I don't want anybody else's nonsense anymore, man. I want the Raiders to draft a quarterback, man. I'm over it. I'm over Band-Aids, man. I'm over it. I'm over it. I mean, guys, man, but look, you know, some of these numbers, man, are just it's just crazy, man. It's crazy when you start thinking about, you know, what we saw yesterday, man. You know, Shedeur Sanders was 11 for 20, 209 yards, a touchdown, a pick. Gino Smith was 30 for 44, 285 yards, a touchdown. Jukins, 16 carries, 47 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ashton Genty, 17 carries, 50 yards. Dylan Sampson, 2 receptions, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 4 receptions. He led the team with 4 receptions, which is crazy, and 62 yards, man. We have not been able to get it going, man. We have not been able to get it going, man. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, the Raiders had 268 yards. The Browns had 270. The Browns had 206 passing yards. The Raiders had 208. The Raiders had 60 rushing yards. The Browns had 64. Pass yard per play was a little higher because of that bomb that Shedeur Sanders threw. The Raiders had more first downs than the Browns, with 4 for 17 in third down efficiency. The Browns were a little better, 3 for 12, 48 total plays. The Raiders had 75 plays. But see, this is the thing. The Browns allowed 1 sack. The Raiders allowed 10. 8 punts between both teams. 13 penalties for the Raiders for 109 yards. 77 and 8 penalties for the Browns. The Browns lost the fumble. The Raiders lost the fumble. And the Browns threw an interception. No interceptions thrown by Gino yesterday. Time of possession, the Raiders beat them in time of possession. Tackles, the Browns had 42 tackles. The Raiders had 25. Field goal attempts made. The Raiders were 1 for 2. The Browns are 1 for 1. And it's like when you start looking at it, man, you know, Daniel Carlson, man. Daniel Carlson is a guy that is melting down. It is time for the Raiders to move on from Daniel Carlson after the season, man. It's time, man. It is time. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. This is crazy what we saw, man. And now we got Chip out here, Chip's on the street. Ole's taking over. I don't really know what to make of this. What I do know is that if I don't see marketable changes, if I don't see this offensive line and this scheme change, if I don't see 6 down linemen, you know, you bringing in an extra guard as a tight end, if I don't see a commitment to running the football early on you know, drives where it makes sense to run the football, when you first get a kickoff, you don't start off in the shotgun in a spread offense and get Gino sacked and where you can't run the football, right? So what I'm looking forward to going forward is common sense football. I'm looking for Ashton Genty to get his confidence restored and to have a better season. Do I think the Raiders are going to win another game this season? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it, right? But, you know, what I want to see is more coherent football, more cohesive football on the field. This is what I need to see. And to be real with you, I think Pete's a little out of his depth, and I would like to see Pete step down. Seriously. Raider Rob, do you ride the ship next year with Gino, pick your AOC, and pick a lineman in the first round and draft a QB the following year? Sucks the Raiders have so many positions it needs to turn this around. No, no uncertain terms do I bring Gino Smith back to this team. He's not good in the locker room. He hasn't played well on the field. And I don't even want to even run it back with him. I would rather the Raiders, even if they don't, if they did take Spencer Fano or one of these guys, right? I would prefer the Raiders to draft a quarterback in the second round. But keep drafting quarterbacks till you hit. Keep drafting quarterbacks till you hit, man. But I'm going to be honest with you. This is what I need to see, man. Listen, if they draft it, look, I say the Raiders take BPA. I would like to see them take Raider Jeff. Hold on. He goes, it will be interesting to see how we rebound this weekend with some new guys, offensive coordinator. I think the difference has to be, Raider Jeff, is whether or not the Raiders are not just in play calling, but their offensive line and the scheme and the level of personnel they're putting out there. Like, that has to change. If you're going to go out there with Will Putnam and Alex Kappa playing and starting and stuff like that, then nothing's going to change, bro. It might look good. They might put perfume on shit early in the drives, but then they're going to get beat. You know, and I think that, like we said, it all starts up front, right? You have to make it better than what it's been. You cannot continue to put the same cast of characters out there and think that it's going to turn around. You just can't do it. These are players that should not have a high usage rate in the National Football League. These are guys who should spell somebody for a couple of plays or be blocking on special teams. That's where we're at with these guys. These are guys that should be brought in as an extra down lineman. That's what should be happening, bro. That's what should be happening. And if that doesn't happen, nothing's going to happen. If Brennan Carroll is not, because this is the thing, man. We got to ask what is going wrong? What is going wrong? The only thing that has been a major change is bringing in Gino and all the people Pete wanted here, and the way and the positions that these offensive lines are playing. These offensive linemen are playing. That's the biggest problem, yo. Whether these guys like Gino, whether they love him, whatever, the fact remains is that the product that we've seen is dog shit. And it cannot continue like this. The fact remains that if you look at any good football team in this league, They have made a commitment to draft a quarterback, and the Raiders have not done so. If you look at any good team in this league, they have prioritized getting young, talented offensive coaches. They've prioritized that. The Raiders have not done so. So we need to, as an organization, demand that this organization changes and gets into this century. Because, man, this whole we can go find the next Rich Gannon kind of ideology is not going to win for us. It's not going to win for us. And us going out and bringing in something that was once great and trying to do a crappier version of something that was once great is not going to work. It's not going to work, bro. We got 3 or 4 players on this team that are worth keeping and investing in. Bowers, Max, Genty, Colton Miller. You know what I mean? And then after that, you don't have a whole lot. I may be ignorant, but I'd like Lane back if the organization would have him. He's a different person. He's only 50. I guess back. Nah, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. But guys, look, man. I look, by the way, chat, hug these. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, y'all. But guys, by the way, I appreciate everybody who pulled up in. I definitely appreciate my brother Intel. I appreciate everybody. I mean, my brother dropping a bomb on us. Everybody, Plunkett, Fupa. I mean, Raiders versus everybody. Hug D's. My brother Raider Jeff in the place to be. Make sure you go subscribe to Raider Jeff, man. Solly Mitchell gifting 5 Raider Nation Unlimited memberships. LS and making the Wasted Talent Army grow droves. Boss, show enough. I mean, Joey Cheek, all you guys, man. Yabara, thank you guys. Everybody who said the super, a comment, did a like. Anybody who can hear the sound of my voice who is not a member of the channel, please join the membership. Anybody who hasn't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing, man. This is Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. We're going to wheel a train back into the train station. We will be back at you all week. There'll be a Graph and Wasted show sometime this week. We're going to try to get a guest on for you guys. We're going to be doing a preview show of the Los Angeles game. And, we will be blocking people like crazy this week. We'll be blocking bums like Anthony on the way out. Salute to my guy, Raider J, man. Salute to CGR, man. I appreciate you, man. Hank Schrader, listen, brother. Pay your bar tabs, y'all. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Share this thing out to all social media, yo. Love every single one of y'all. And let's hope something happens. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Anthony's been blocked. And guys, man, have a happy Thanksgiving. If I don't speak to you before then, I'm going to enjoy my family. Daughter's coming home, God willing. My daughter's going to be on a plane. Get to see my oldest. So, look, I'm going to be hanging out with my kid, man. That's my buddy, man. So, look, I'm going to see y'all. The train coming to the station, y'all. Another Raider Nation Unlimited, man. Y'all have a great night. We are out of here, man. And let's pray. Let's pray for rain, man. Hopefully we don't wind up in the mud.